No one. The land of the rising Sunday. Japan is known as the land of the rising Sunday, but few know that this name originates from the country's very special geographical location. Situated at the easternmost point of the Eurasian continent, Japan is one of the first places in the world to greet the dawn. Therefore, since ancient times, the Japanese have called their country Nippon, meaning the origin of the sun. Over time, this name has become the symbol the world remembers when referring to this nation. With an area of approximately 378,000 square kilometers, equivalent to the US state of California, Japan is an archipelago stretching over 6,800 large and small islands. Among them, the four main islands of Honshu, Hokkaido, Kyushu, and Shikoku account for 97% of the country's total area. The terrain is predominantly hilly and volcanic, with Mount Fuji being the most prominent, the highest mountain in Japan, and an indispensable cultural and tourist symbol of the country. Japan's climate is temperate with four distinct seasons. Spring is when cherry blossoms bloom, transforming the entire country into a romantic pink canvas. Summer is hot and humid, the season of fireworks, festivals, and vibrant street food. Autumn is distinguished by fiery red maple leaves, likened to a second cherry blossom season. Winter, with its white snow cover, is a famous destination for ski lovers. Thanks to this colorful variation, Japan is one of the rare countries that can attract tourists throughout all four seasons. Despite its modest area, Japan is one of the most populous countries in the world with about 125 million people, ranking 11th globally. However, it is noteworthy that nearly 30% of the population is over 65 years old, making Japan the fastest aging nation on the planet, posing many labor and healthcare challenges for its government. Regarding language, Japanese is the official language of Japan. Interestingly, the Japanese use three writing systems concurrently: kanji, hiragana, and katakana, making Japanese one of the most difficult languages in the world to learn. Yet, surprisingly, thanks to the strong appeal of anime, manga, and its unique popular culture, Japanese is now among the most studied languages globally. No. 2. Japanese women prefer foreign men. If you still think Japanese women are shy girls in kimonos, it's time to update your data. Modern Japanese women are redefining their roles, financially independent, with solid careers, and not needing to depend on anyone to live well. Over 70% of women of working age have stable jobs, appearing in offices, tech floors, and even leadership positions in large corporations. Lifelong homemaker is no longer the default path. Instead, many choose to be masters of their own lives, rather than conforming to societal expectations. And when it comes to love, they are in no rush. The average age of marriage has reached 29, 30, later than in most Asian countries. In big cities, a 35-year-old single woman who works, travels, loves cats, and invests in stocks is not considered on the shelf, but rather an admired model of success. For many, marriage is a choice, not an obligation, and if they have to choose, that person must be good enough to pass through their filter. Interestingly, many Japanese women today are attracted to foreign men. The reason isn't too complicated. They like emotions, which Japanese men tend to express less. Quite a few share that their Japanese husbands even forget wedding anniversaries, and saying, "I love you," is more embarrassing for them than submitting a resignation letter. Meanwhile, men from America and Europe know how to say words of love, create surprises, and most importantly, they know how to listen. As a result, about 6,000 to 7,000 Japanese women marry foreigners each year, and this trend is increasing, especially in big cities like Tokyo and Osaka. Do you want to know more tricks to impress a modern Japanese girl? If so, comment with the number 2, and we will share them with you. Number 3. The safest country in the world. If there's a place in the world where you could leave your wallet on a park bench and return a few hours later to find it untouched, it would be Japan. This nation boasts one of the lowest crime rates globally, especially for serious offenses like robbery, violence, or assault. In some places, the police even have to set up crime traps, such as leaving unlocked bicycles on the street or pretending to drop a wallet to see if anyone takes it, simply because there's no one to arrest. It might sound like a joke, but this is a true story, and the clearest testament to a society so peaceful, it's enviable. Japan's Tokyo is one of the most populous metropolises in the world, with 38 million people. Yet surprisingly, the city consistently ranks among the safest on the planet, according to reputable rankings like The Economist. Here, first-grade children can commute to school by train on their own without adult supervision, and adults feel comfortable walking home at 1, 2 a.m. without worrying about being tailed. If you lose a valuable item, just go to the nearest police station. The rate of getting it back intact is almost absolute. So, what makes Japan almost immune to crime? It all starts with education. From kindergarten, children are taught to pick up litter, greet strangers, and return items that don't belong to them as part of their daily moral lessons. More importantly, Japanese society places a strong emphasis on honor. If one person commits an offense, their entire family, company, and even the school they attended can get a bad reputation. In Japan, losing face can sometimes be more feared than going to prison. Number 4. Instant noodles. A global hunger. Saving invention that even has its own museum in Japan. Japan invented a national dish that not only saved millions from hunger but was also taken to space stations as food for astronauts. It's not sushi, and certainly not sashimi, but the national staple, instant noodles. Instant noodles can be described as one of the most transformative inventions in modern culinary history. In 1958, Mr. Momofuku Ando invented the first packet of instant noodles in his small kitchen. With just boiling water in 3 minutes, you have a hot, cheap, convenient meal that's easy to share, and it was enough to make the whole world follow suit. But what makes many people's eyes widen in surprise is the incredible diversity of the Japanese noodle world. While we are familiar with a few basic flavors, the Japanese have elevated instant noodles to an art form with hundreds of elaborate variations. From traditional miso, fresh seafood, and rich curry to even unbelievable versions like horse meat, pizza, or tingling wasabi. Japanese noodle brands even release seasonal versions, available for only a few weeks a year, causing instant noodle fans to queue up as if waiting for a new iPhone. The pinnacle of instant noodle culture in Japan is that the country has even opened a museum for it. The Cup Noodles Museum in Yokohama is a place that not only displays the history of this dish but also allows visitors to design their own cup of noodles. You can choose your own noodles, broth, favorite toppings, draw your own packaging, and take it home as a unique and edible souvenir. Not every museum lets you taste the exhibits, but here you can. Would you dare to try horse meat flavored noodles, or want to create your own cup of noodles with your name on it? If so, please comment with the number 7. Number 5. Geisha, living symbols of Japanese art. If art could embody a person, then in Japan, that person would be a geisha. In Japanese, geisha means person of art, or artisan. They are women professionally trained to perform traditional arts such as dancing, playing the shamisen, conducting tea ceremonies, singing classical songs, and engaging in elegant conversation. Contrary to Western misunderstandings, geishas do not sell their bodies, but rather their talent and companionship. They were the cultural idols of a historical period in Japan. A geisha's appearance always exudes elegance, composure, and pride. They often wear kimonos in subdued colors with simple patterns, their obi sash tied neatly at the back as a statement of maturity. Their traditionally styled high bun, combined with distinctive makeup featuring a white foundation and lips painted only on the lower half in crimson red, creates an enigmatic beauty. When a geisha moves, every light step, every graceful bow carries hundreds of years of Japanese history and culture. The path to becoming a geisha is incredibly arduous and takes many years. Most geishas begin their careers between the ages of 13 and 15 as maiko, meaning apprentices. They must live in a communal house, separate from the outside world, and undergo rigorous training, from learning dance, music, and tea pouring, to the art of conversation. Only those with talent, strong discipline, and true perseverance can transform into official geishas. An interesting fact few people know is that the first geishas in history were not women but men, called taikamochi. However, as female geishas later developed highly skilled singing and dancing abilities and were more attractive to male clientele, male geishas gradually became less common. Although only 1 or 2 male geishas are active today, they remain living proof of this profession's interesting and colorful past. Number 6. Apologizing by shaving heads. In Japan, apologizing is not just a phrase, but an entire formal ritual. down to the precise angle of one's bow, and sometimes, even one's hair must be sacrificed. In Japanese society, an apology carries with it face, honor, and the art of maintaining harmony, so it cannot be delivered casually. The act of bowing itself is clearly graded: a slight 15-degree bow for social greetings, a 45-degree bow for a sincere apology, and if you bow low to the ground in the dogeisha style, meaning kneeling, it signifies an apology from the very bottom of one's heart, almost begging for forgiveness, with utmost shame, and a commitment to rectify the mistake. But sometimes, bowing is not enough. In serious cases such as public scandals, ethical violations, or actions that damage collective honor, Japanese people might choose to apologize by shaving their heads. This is the most extreme form of atonement, originating from the samurai period when honor was more important than life itself, and hair was a symbol of one's ego and dignity. There was a case where a Japanese female idol, caught dating illicitly, had to film a tearful apology video with a shaved head, as a declaration that, "I am willing to trade everything for my mistake." Interestingly, apologizing in Japan doesn't necessarily mean you are wrong. Sometimes, it's simply to ease the atmosphere, pave the way for reconciliation, or show that you respect others so much that you don't want to hurt their feelings. Japanese people might say sorry even when they are the ones who were bumped into, just because they don't want to make the other person feel awkward. Have you ever seen someone apologize to the extent of shaving their head? Leave a comment with the number 6 to share your views, or let me tell you about an apology that's even more surprising. Number 7. A technological powerhouse. Japan is one of the leading nations in global technological innovation, not only due to its achievements in robotics, automation, or consumer electronics, but also because of its sustained investment in scientific research. Each year, the country allocates over 3% of its GDP to research and development activities, one of the highest rates in the world, clearly demonstrating the strong commitment of both the government and businesses to the technological future. From renowned corporations like Toyota, Sony, Panasonic, to Toshiba, Hitachi, or Fujitsu, Japan has been and continues to make shaping imprints on global industries. In the automotive sector, Toyota firmly holds its top position, with over 10 million vehicles sold annually, leading the world in both sales volume and brand reputation. In the consumer technology industry, Sony is an iconic name. From inventing the Walkman, the device that ushered in the era of personal music, to continuously leading the console market with over 500 million PlayStation units sold globally. In the field of industrial robotics, Japan produces more than half of the world's robots, and is also the birthplace of flash memory technology, an indispensable foundation for today's smartphones, digital cameras, and high-speed hard drives. Not stopping there, Japan is also home to Fugaku, the world's most powerful supercomputer in 2020, symbolizing the pinnacle of computing power. In a world revolving around technology, Japan is not just a leader, but also a symbol of perseverance, intellect, and the ability to shape the future. Number 8. You can even rent relatives or partners in Japan. If you've ever felt pressured about introducing your partner to your family, or worried about attending a wedding alone, then take a look at how the Japanese solve this problem. They simply hire someone. That's right. In the land of the rising Sunday, the rent-a-relative service is booming to an extent that surprises the whole world. In Tokyo and many large cities, companies specializing in providing relatives for rent are becoming increasingly common. Customers can choose a suitable person based on age, appearance, personality, and book them by the hour or by the day according to their needs. The cost for these fake relationships is not cheap. The usual rental price ranges from $50 to $100 per hour of role-playing. But if you need an all-inclusive fake wedding package, complete with parents, friends, and even a bride and groom who are all actors, the cost can go up to $20,000 for a script, perfect down to every hug. What makes this peculiar industry successful is the professionalism of the actors. They are thoroughly trained in how to get into character, knowing when to cry at the right moment, hold hands affectionately, and even recall fake memories if asked. Many clients admit they can't even distinguish the actors from the real guests in a crowd. This service might sound strange, but in a society where loneliness is becoming a national affliction, It's seen as a temporary remedy to heal emotional voids that real people sometimes cannot fill. Number 9. Japan has over 20,000 love hotels. If on a beautiful day, you're strolling through Tokyo and come across buildings with peculiar architecture, dazzling colorful lights, and signs saying, "Love Hotel," don't be shy or blush, because this isn't something as improper as you might think, but rather a widely accepted part of Japanese culture. This nation boasts over 20,000 love hotels, stretching from bustling Tokyo to vibrant Osaka and ancient Kyoto, a number significant enough to make anyone's eyes widen in surprise. But what makes these hotels special isn't just their massive quantity, but also their creativity that's beyond imagination. Each room in these hotels is a world of its own, designed according to various themes, from sweet pink Hello Kitty rooms to fantasy spaceships, or even classic-style prisons where two people can role-play as they wish. Some rooms are even equipped with disco lights, heart-shaped bathtubs, and even artificial rain machines, all to provide an unforgettable experience for those who rent them. In a society where many adults still live with their parents, love hotels are seen as a solution that respects personal space. No need for a receptionist, no need to book in advance. You can choose a room via a touchscreen quickly and efficiently. As a result, this industry generates over $40 billion annually, double that of Japan's globally famous anime industry. Would you like to try a night in a spaceship room or a love prison? If so, comment with the number 9, and I'll reveal to you the strangest hotels in Japan that even Google Maps doesn't dare to mark. Number 10. The Island Forbidden to Women, a sacred mystery kept for 1,000 years. In the seas of Japan, there exists an island so special that women have been forbidden to set foot on it for over 1,000 years. This is Okinoshima, a small piece of land only 0.7 square kilometers off the coast of Fukuoka Prefecture, yet it is one of the most sacred places in Japanese Shinto. Since ancient times, this island has been considered the dwelling place of sea gods, and only men are allowed on the island, after undergoing strict purification rituals. Before setting foot on Okinoshima, everyone must remove all their clothing and immerse themselves in seawater, as a way to cleanse both body and soul. Upon leaving the island, they are not allowed to take anything with them, and crucially, they must not recount what they have seen or experienced. No electricity, no phone signal, no tourists. Okinoshima is a completely isolated world, where silence and reverence are the supreme principles. The miracle is that in this tranquility, tens of thousands of ancient treasures have been found, from bronze mirrors, gold rings, and jade necklaces to rare ritual objects, all showing that this island was once a bustling center of worship and trade from the 4th to the 9th century. Thanks to preserving its ancient rituals almost intact, Okinoshima was recognized by UNESCO as a World Cultural Heritage Site in 2017, becoming one of the most sacred and mysterious locations in Japan. No. 11. Hot Spring Paradise. Over 27,000 onsen nationwide. With over 27,000 natural hot springs and about 3,000 onsen facilities, large and small, Japan is the country with the highest number of hot springs in the world. Whether you are in the middle of a modern city, by a forest, or in a remote rural area, you can find a steaming pool like a fairyland just a few steps away. For the Japanese, bathing in an onsen is a healing ritual. It not only helps relax muscles, but is also a way to wash away invisible fatigue. Older adults visit onsen to treat joint pain as if consulting a nature's doctor. Young people see it as a place to escape deadlines, and many families choose to go to an onsen together on weekends as an occasion to strengthen family bonds. An onsen is a place where not much needs to be said. Simply sitting together silently in the warm water is enough to understand each other. What's interesting, and also shocking to many tourists experiencing onsen bathing, is the requirement to be completely nude while bathing communally with others. No swimsuits, no towels, because the Japanese believe that nakedness is truth, everyone is the same, with no distinction of status. Before entering the pool, you must scrub your entire body thoroughly clean, from every toe to between your fingers, as a ritual showing respect for the shared space. And absolutely no running, jumping, making noise, or taking photos, because an onsen is a place for tranquility, not for checking in. Number 12. Iconic tourist destinations of Japan. First is Mount Fuji, the highest mountain in Japan at 3,776 meters, which is both a World Cultural Heritage Site and the foremost spiritual symbol in the hearts of the Japanese people. They call it the Mountain of the Gods. And for many, climbing Mount Fuji is not just a physical journey, but also a soul, purifying ritual. In spring, viewed from afar, snow-capped Fuji looks like a living ink wash painting against the sky. If you enjoy history with a touch of romance, Osaka Castle will not disappoint. Once a 16th century military fortress, it is now one of the nation's most famous check-in spots. With its green-tiled roofs, ivory white walls, and sparkling gold dragon motifs. Notably, you can rent samurai armor for photos against the ancient backdrop, a spectacular leap through time in just a few steps. To delve deeper into the Japanese atmosphere, visit the Sagano Bamboo Forest in Arashiyama, Kyoto. Here, the rustling sound of wind blowing through the bamboo stalks is recognized as a national soundscape that needs to be preserved. Walking through the bamboo forest, you feel as if you are entering a dimension of tranquility, where time stands still and only the sound of the wind converses with your mind. And if you want something a bit peculiar, head to Owakudani Valley, an active volcanic area in Hakone. The ground steams with sulfur, and eggs boiled in the mineral springs turn black as if by magic. It is believed that eating one black egg here will add 7 years to your life. And whether you believe it or not, the experience of eating a hot egg amidst the misty smoke is worth living for in itself. Number 13. Kingdom of Festivals with over 300,000 festivals a year. Japan is not only a leading technological nation, but also truly a nation of festivals. With over 300,000 traditional festivals, large and small, held each year, more than any other country in the world. In spring, the gentle pink hues of cherry blossoms mark the beginning of the Hanami Festival, when millions of locals and tourists gather under the trees to admire the flowers, chat, and enjoy sake. In summer, the streets of Kyoto come alive with Gion Matsuri, a traditional festival with a 1,000-year history, highlighted by magnificent floats nearly 9 meters tall parading through the city center. In Tokushima, AWA Odori, Japan's largest street dance festival, turns the entire city into a giant dance floor, attracting over 1.3 million visitors annually. In autumn and winter, Japan enters a sparkling, magical atmosphere with the brilliant Nabuta Matsuri Lantern Festival in Aomori, and magnificent winter fireworks displays over the snow-covered skies of Hokkaido. In Japan, festivals are not just tradition but also the cultural heartbeat that connects the past with the present, an experience that leaves anyone who witnesses it once in awe and fascination. Number 14. Cuisine. From delicate to bizarre. Japanese cuisine is both an art form and a thrill game for the brave. From sushi, sashimi to tempura or takoyaki, Japan has conquered the world with dishes that are delicate, have clean flavors, and are presented like a performance on the dining table. The Japanese value the harmony of each element. From color, texture, to the sound when bitten into, everything must achieve a perfect balance, like a short but impressive piece of classical music. But don't be quick to think Japanese cuisine is always gentle. If your hands have ever trembled when trying raw fish sashimi, prepare yourself mentally for basashi, raw horse meat. This dish is a specialty of the Kumamoto region. The horse meat is thinly sliced, eaten cold like sashimi, and dipped in soy sauce, ginger, and garlic. Locals believe that basashi is good for the blood, low in fat, high in protein, and has a unique, subtly sweet taste. However, for many tourists, this experience is both strange and a psychological challenge, making it unforgettable, but something they wouldn't dare order a second time. And if you thought ice cream was safe territory, Japan also has ice cream flavors that leave the world speechless. From ramen, beer, grilled meat, and squid ink to even horse meat flavor. There's an ice cream shop in Tokyo serving over 100 unique flavors, where each scoop is a shock to the taste buds. You might start with soy sauce flavor and end with caviar. Japanese cuisine is not just about tradition, but an experimental space for limitless imagination. Would you dare to taste ramen-flavored or horse meat-flavored ice cream? If so, comment with the number 14 below. Number 15. Cost of living in Japan. Expensive but worth it. Japan is often ranked among the countries with the highest cost of living in the world, especially in large urban centers like Tokyo or Osaka. In central Tokyo, Apartment rental prices can range from $1,300 to $2,500 per month, depending on the size and location. If living in peripheral or suburban areas, this cost will decrease significantly to about $390 to $800 per month. Regarding food, Japan offers a wide variety of options at reasonable prices. A budget-friendly meal costs between $6.5 and $10, while a mid-range dinner for two ranges from $26 to $80. Fast food, like a combo at McDonald's, is about $5 to $7. Monthly utilities such as electricity, hot water, air conditioning, waste disposal, etc., can cost between $100 and $200, depending on the season. Home internet ranges from $30 to $50 per month, and an unlimited mobile data plan is around $20 to $50 per month. Public transportation in Japan is very convenient, but not cheap. The cost of a monthly travel pass ranges from $80 to $150, depending on the route and travel distance. Costs for health and fitness activities, such as gym membership fees, are around $50 to $100 per month. The cost of basic dental care, like teeth cleaning, is about $30 to $50 per visit, with more complex procedures costing more. Overall, the average monthly cost of living in Japan is about $1,500 to $3,500 for one person, depending on lifestyle, spending habits, and residential area. Although not cheap, the experience of living in a modern, safe, and convenient country like Japan is certainly worthwhile. We've just explored 15 wonderful and surprising facts about Japan, a country where tradition and modernity blend in a magical way. Hopefully, this video has given you a new and deeper perspective on this special nation. If you found this content useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our next journeys. Thank you for joining us, and see you in the next episode. The information is for reference only, so please do your own research before making any decisions.